Remember the train that made stops in Anaheim? Oh, you were? Oh, okay. Yeah, there's about 1 billion people there now, so in California.
You know how that is. Yeah. Going on Europe. Right.
For me, like, I'm fairly trusting. Of
course, I know
in my best interest.
I'm going to turn this way.
Okay, I would like to welcome Susan Seaholm Cox up to the podium, please.
Good evening. I am deeply honored to introduce our first Hall of Fame inductee, one of the greatest basketball players to ever wear the Cedar Crest jersey, Nellie Mangus. Those are the wrong notes. Although to the best of our knowledge, Nellie never made a three-pointer in her life. But if it weren't for her, there might not have been a Cedar Crest Hall of Fame, or there may not have been many Cedar Crest athletes who have had the chance to play intercollegiate athletics here. Nellie Mangus was the Dean of Students at Cedar Crest from 1955 to 1989. Sports have been popular at Cedar Crest since the early days, but it was not until 6 years after Nellie arrived that Lee's Hall, the physical education building, was built. Before that, basketball was played in the basement of the administration building, where the balls often bounced off the pipes in the low ceilings. In the early 1970s, prior to the passage of Title IX, Dean Mangus teamed up with Doris Hannon, the long-standing chair of Cedar Crest's Physical Education Department, to expand Cedar Crest's athletic program to include varsity as well as intramural sports. Ms. Hannon ran the sports, but it was Dean Mangus who made the case for them with the trustees and administration, and it was Dean Mangus who secured the funding for them. But she didn't stop there. Although her own interests then and now lie in history and the arts, as Dean of Students, she gamely stood on the sidelines at many athletic events, offering enthusiastic support for the Cedar Crest athletes, both in victory and in defeat, even if she had to surreptitiously look to other spectators to determine the appropriate time to cheer. I'm not sure what year it was, but at some point prior to Dean Mangus's retirement, the athletic department established the Nellie Mangus Scholar Athlete Award as a tribute to her high academic standards and the leadership role she played in the evolution of Cedar Crest's athletics program. Tonight, we are pleased to induct Dean Mangus into the Athletic Hall of Fame for her long-standing support of Cedar Crest athletes and athletics.
That was a lavish introduction. And very funny. I appreciate it very much. And I'm quite honored, really, to have this. I'm so honored now that I've gotten over the shock. The shock was more than I could almost handle. Now that I've gotten over that, I am delighted and I'm having a wonderful time. It's good to see all you people I knew back then and to see the
I would like to welcome to the podium Maynard Crestman.
Please have, what, 20 minutes? Well, hey, if I seem a little nervous in front of the podium, it's not because I had too much to drink yet. It's because anybody who knows me at Cedar Crest knows if I'm in front of a podium, it's usually all about me, so this is going to be a real exception. Well, I was looking at this wonderful biography that Laura provided. One of the questions asked me was, how come, Maynard, you didn't provide this biography? Because after all, you were married to Jake during this particular period of time. The fact that I had no idea what she was doing professionally probably explains why we're unmarried Well, Jacqueline Jake Sham was first hired by Cedar Crest College in 1977 as a lacrosse coach at the young age of 23. Now, Jacqueline Jake J. Sham, a lot of people thought the J stood for Jake. It does not. And I realized over time that Jake actually has two identities. Now, when she's away from Cedar Crest and doing her curriculum work, she is Jacqueline. But as soon as she comes to Cedar Crest, she assumes her secret identity like a superhero, the athletic superhero Jake. Now, Jake's athletic prowess enabled her she could have been a member of the national field hockey team, but instead she went for lacrosse where she was a member of the national team. Now think about it, a woman named Jake, that is just so badass. And that's exactly how she played and coached, because Jake took no prisoners from the other team, so Jake was most fitting. Well, we go on to say that Jake went on to coach basketball and volleyball for Cedar Crest and was a true asset to the success of our athletic programs, indeed. And this was back in the days when you were also teaching archery, yes, as part of the phys ed course, streaking, what were the other ones? Cedar Crest was always trying to stay with the times, right, Nellie? Nellie was very progressive in her thinking. So that's when I met Jake. I assisted her in coaching basketball. And when we started, I think it was something like 6 years, the team had not yet won a game prior to our starting. And I think then the first year we actually won one game, and the team was so overwhelmed they gave us a team ball and all. It was just it's pretty disturbing, actually. But just a few years later, as a result of our brilliant coaching abilities, and the fact Tanuch came along, actually, it was mostly the fact that Tanuch came along. Jake eventually got the team into the playoffs, so she did a remarkable job with basketball as well. The other thing I remember, and we were just talking about this, and Nellie, you can refresh our memory too if I'm wrong, but it was during that period of time when we came up with the nickname Cedar Crest College Classics. Is that right? Now, even today, students say, that was a classic. What is it? That was the problem. What would the mascot look like? But you've got to be impressed with the alliteration. Cedar Crest College Classics. It really is.
We now use that to refer to the alums.
I get it. Well, Tanuch said they equated it with beer. That was classic beer, and so the emblem was a beer can, and I didn't know. So you learn a lot when you come to these gatherings. Anyway, I'd just like to close with this line. Jake remains a great friend and ally, and we are honored to induct her into the 2014 Hall of Fame. Jacqueline.
That was good. That was good.
All right, Maynard, my turn.
My turn. Gotta
Well,
go.
first of all, I would really like to thank the Academy for this. without all your fan votes, this, I wouldn't have gotten this. But I just want to say too that Cedar Crest College was such a huge part of my life. Yes, I did come here at 23, and so it really has been half of my working life. So if you double that, I'm 34. I want to thank so much my son Tyler, my beautiful daughter-in-law Helen, my fabulous husband Nick. They're my family, and you too, Maynard. In fact, I wanted to express my sympathies to you, Maynard, because they really did not name the library after you.
It's not.
And Cedar Crest, you need to know that he plans to live to be 100 years old and work here that long. So I hope you are prepared to provide him with a wheelchair and oxygen, because he's probably going to need it. But the biggest thanks really goes to all the athletes that are responsible for making my years at Cedar Crest absolutely some of the best. So Karen Flaster, one of my first athletes that I worked with, Mary Ann, Ellen, Heidi, asking me to come coach the team, and Tanuch, the Flash that just ran by everybody. Hava, Chris Sablinski just left, so this is really your award and not mine. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Lucinda Joseph, would you please come to the podium? You know it says me, Cindy. She's helping me out a little bit considering my throat right now.
So Lisa asked me to step in tonight and introduce Robin Colt, who I had the pleasure of actually just meeting earlier tonight, and I got to hear some stories, and to be perfectly honest, I'd rather be sitting with her hearing stories right now. Because, as a fellow field hockey player and a field hockey coach, nothing makes me happier than hearing stories about a time before I played and the way things have changed and how far everything has come. And it just seems very, very exciting to me. And so I really do want to hear some more stories, Robin. But to introduce her, Robin Culp is a 1964 graduate of Cedar Crest College with a degree in biology and a minor in philosophy. During her time at Cedar Crest, Robin was a goalkeeper for the field hockey team, where she won countless conference, schools, and defensive team awards. Robin also participated in archery, basketball, lacrosse, softball, and tennis, amassing multiple additional awards. She was an excellent student, teammate, and friend to all. After graduation, Robin continued her athletic career as a goalkeeper for Team USA field hockey, D-wing for the All-Philadelphia lacrosse team, and was a semi-pro fast-pitch softball catcher. Robin remained a player/coach, a coach, and a fast-pitch umpire until 1994. After retiring, she coached a co-ed Little League baseball team in Northwest Philly until 2004. And in the 70s, she was also a USTA professional tennis umpire. Robin went on to earn an MSc degree in biomedical engineering from the University of Pennsylvania and a Master of Divinity from the Lutheran Theological Seminary in Philadelphia. Her impressive athletic career and continued support of Cedar Crest Athletics stands out among our athletic alumni, and we're proud to induct her into the 2014 Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
I have a couple of things to say. First of all, it's wonderful to come home to Cedar Crest. I owe a debt of gratitude to many people who are in this room, including Dr. Marion Cahart, who allowed me to pass biology. And to Dean Mangus, who came out and supported many of the athletic games early on. Thank you for that. When I was sitting at home, I happened to go upstairs and answer my telephone, and on there was this amazing message from one Lisa Goddard McGurk, announcing the Cedar Crest's intention to induct me into this Hall of Fame. I want to thank you, Lisa, for that, because it really made my day. And it brought back many memories. Far too long have I been away from this place. And so I just was thinking about what I might say and try to be succinct about it. And I was going through my jewelry box and I found my Cedar Crest ring. And on it, it says CCC, or Cedar Crest College. But it says something more.